This pattern is for the right side cabin under the door, and so I thought I'd lay it out here. Now, the mistake I made on the left side was to work on the finish face of the Kydex and lay out my layout marks and stuff on that, and it's kind of difficult to get the layout marks up from that. The lacquer thinner will pick the ink up off of it, but it just kind of smears it around, so it's going to take quite a bit of cleaning to get that cleaned up the way it should be. So this time I laid out my piece here on the back side, on the shiny side, and I cleaned it up a little bit, and I've got my piece. So I've got to make sure that the back side, or the side against the airplane, against the fuselage of the airplane, is I should mark that, I guess. Anyway, so I can use that as my working side. Take that template off of there, clean them up a little bit. Well, we'll try this one in there.
Huh. That might work. Try it. I'll go see if the chick hatched yet. I'm excited.
Okay, the that part of it is pretty good. It's going to need a little bit more trimming around the door edge itself, but otherwise it's pretty good. So we'll get that set aside and pull out other piece there for the from the back seat back through the forward baggage compartment. Because of the there's a little short diagonal that goes from the bottom of the door rail down to the cross brace in the forward seat for the 2,000 pound gross weight increase. And because of that, you can't do a one-piece panel on that right side like I did on the left side. So that's one of the reasons I divided it up into two pieces. Okay. So that template can be put away. These things are cutting okay, but they're not very sharp right now after cutting that stainless steel. That dulled them up pretty good, so let's see if we make them cut a little better. Well, those two panels went in there pretty nice. I had a little bit of work cutting out the bottoms of them there, but I knew pretty much what I had to do. So anyway, they're in there, fitted in pretty nice on that right side. Still going to have to cut out around that baggage compartment door, but I'd say that looks pretty darn good. Be a little bit of filing to do on the edges to smooth them up. Trim that top edge down or bend it over. And same around the door there. I think I'm just going to trim it out to fit around the door. But I'd say she looks pretty good. Try something here. You heat this Kydex up to the point where it's flexible, where you can get it to take a bend or set shape, and then it's got to cool off, but it has a fairly high density, and so it cools off slow. And meanwhile, if you don't hold its shape until it cools off to the point where it thermal sets, it'll come back or it won't completely take that shape. So anyway, I got a bag of frozen corn here, and I'm going to try to heat this up and then run over it with that bag of corn to take the heat out of it faster and see if I can get it to take a set better. Well, that's working, except I got the corn a little too close to the heater there and opened it up. So I'm going to go try something else. I'm going to go get a block of ice. Frozen corn idea worked, except the corn, the bag was so thin on it, I got it too close to the heat, and it wound up melting the bag open. Rather than get the corn all over the place, I went and put it away. And I went and found some ice packs here. 3 different types. I got these bottles that you fill up with water and freeze basically. And then there's a bottle of water that's frozen, drinking water. And then we've got these ice packs. One of the problems with them, that made a nice tight bend there. That the best bend yet. So anyway, I'll try that with these. Problem with all these is they're so damn hard. But we'll see what happens with them. I'm going to try this in the plastic bag first. You can kind of tell when this stuff gets ready to hot enough to bend, and then it gets a little floppy, all right, but it starts changing the texture on it. If you hold it on there too long and get it too hot, it turns glossy, shiny, but it turns from dull to a little bit of a gloss on it, just a little bit shiny when it's ready to bend. Anyway, you can see it changes texture a little bit. Oh, that works beautiful, except for one thing, that it melts the plastic on these ice bags. Oh, that's really nice. It made a nice tight edge there, nice clean, no waves hardly at all. So it probably wouldn't hurt to have some kind of a heat shield around that. So, I'll try that, see how that works. Oh yeah, that worked great. Oh, that's beautiful. That worked great. So, yeah. So a little bit of a heat shield around there. You can feel the aluminum get hot from the heat reflected, but here where it's under the shield gets a little bit cool. But then as it goes on past, that forces the shield forces the Kydex down to the shape you want, and then tailing along behind it, the bag there goes in and cools it off. Just go slow. Oh man, that's pretty. That's really nice. Really nice. Like the looks of that. So I did make a cut on that with the by running the line with a knife, and that worked okay. It snapped pretty good, snapped off pretty clean. Problem with that is just like anything else you cut that way with a knife, you've got to have your guide that you use to run your knife down, clamp down. This stuff is really slippery, and the rule that I used would slide all over the place on it, so I didn't get didn't get a very clean cut. I got a wide spot there on it. I did the side here, and I got a lot better cut on the side. It's a shorter run, but I was watching out for it and holding it down really hard. It does leave a little bit of a burr on the edge of it here. Went over to the shear, and I used it to cut this side off, and it didn't go very well either. It's so slippery, but it moves around on the shear. It's so flexible, it flexes up and down, and then it's you'd think it'd be easy to cut because it's easy to cut with the shears, but on the sheet metal shear, it doesn't cut very good. far as I can see, if you got a good straight edge clamp down for a guide to cut it with a knife, that works real well on a big cut. But it just cuts so easy with the shears that I don't see it with the hand shears. That looks like, and it'll even cut with scissors. So, well, I cut this out and marked it, and I've got an inch fold on the 3 sides here for the tie down lips. Anyway, I just put it in the brake and folded it there, and it came out, you know, it bended about I don't know, 50 degrees or so. So I took the hand seamer and went over and was able to bring it all up like that. Now, I didn't heat this or anything else, it's just a cold bend. So, but I just put it in the plane here and it looks okay. Okay, there's that piece here sitting in where it's going to go. Now I can either push this back a little bit more or do it right there. I want to bend the radius turn of this panel that goes in there over the seat bracket, and I measured that seat bracket, that pipe, and it was about an inch in diameter, 0.99 something. I found this piece of conduit, so I don't know where it came from, but it's a little smaller. It's what is it, 9.2 or 0.92 inches, so it's going to be a little bit smaller. So if I bend this over that, then it should fit tight over that, and so I'm going to try to get a bend. I wanted to get a 180 degree bend on that all the way. It won't be a full wrap, but it'll be a wrap over that bar. Okay, little technical difficulties here. Okay, that's the first bend. And we'll have to see what we can do to get it to go over the rest of the way. Not sure how that's turned out. I don't think it's what I wanted. No, it's not what I wanted. Didn't get tight in on that. Get pushed out there. Figure out something a little bit different. Something to fit down in there to hold that pipe out and keep the heat from going down in there. There we go. Okay, yeah, that's going to be good. Yeah, see, it fits right around that tube pretty nice. Ouch! Ouch! That tube got hot. That's one of the big problems we were having there. And I'm a sissy, so anyway, that should cool off a lot better now. But it's already hard. Already hard, so that's what we wanted right there. That's what we wanted. So this can spring out and snap right over that tube. Fits just like it was designed that way. Just like it was made for it. Just like I knew what I was doing. Yeah, that snaps right over that. That is as sweet as it can be. See, that thing just snaps right over that. It pops. Oops. I gotta get this side on first. There. Just like it was made for it. Yeah. Couldn't have been any better. Okay, cool. That's done. Oh, I think I'm going to take that one back there, that behind that rear window post, and redo that. It's okay right behind the window post, but going back there to the seat brace, that gets a little high there. So I think I'm going to pull that angle down a little bit there and change that. But otherwise, I'm just tickled pink about the way this turned out. See this side here. We will wind up with just rolling that over that edge just a little bit, which stiffened that up. I went up on that behind that window, the main window underneath the rear window, and I bent that section there between the two windows, underneath that main window, so that it fares in a little better with the angle that goes down from the window back. So it was a little bit high right there near that where that seat brace attaches. So that looks a little better. I'm going to have to trim that off a little bit to make it fare back a little bit more, because it made it a little bit long there now. But that looks better. And I made just a little bend, just a light bend on this side panel here where it meets up against the lower door tube. Just a little bend there, matches up with this one. I took and trimmed a little bit off of that rear one there where the two of them made up together, so it mates up a little smoother there. Well, I trimmed up the cabin panels, put a little angle on them. I did as I measured back 1 inch from the screw there that's in that that went through that rear baggage compartment panel. The forward screw on that, I measured back 1 inch from that on the floor, and then measured up at an angle down 2 inches from the top, that longeron there on both sides, and that definitely improves the looks of that.